Welcome to everyone to my channel, The Knowledge Adda. So today my topic is to discuss how we can improve the structure and quality of assessment in Indian education system. So basically in this video I will discuss about the revised Bloom taxonomy. In that particular thing I will discuss four aspects. One is what is definition of that particular level of learning. Then also I discuss about what teachers should do for that particular level of learning. Third one is also I discuss action verb, basically used in that particular Bloom taxonomy. And fourth one is example of various question. By those questions you can easily understand whenever you are going to framing the question for any examination, when you are going to set any question for paper for any examination, so by those examples you can easily understand whenever you are going to use RBT, so you can take references from those questions. So firstly we discuss how RBT is going to help to improve the structure and quality of assessment in Indian education system. So whenever we are discussing about improving the structure and quality of assessment in various programs, 3 to 4 points are very much important. So if we think or if we see, so in Indian education system written examination play a very vital role in assessing the learning and ability of any student. That written examination is going to tell where your student lie and what is outcome of that particular student in particular course. University and colleges give the highest weightage to the outcome of the written examination in overall grading. Okay, so question raised in the examination test papers play important role in defining the level of learning of the student. Although we expected what student have achieved through that particular examination or paper, but in current scenario we see mostly question paper are based on the memory recall. So this is not going to improve the quality of a student, because a student is just learning, just trying to remembering everything and writing on the answer sheet. So this is you can say the very oldest method to assess the student ability and performance in particular grade. Because if you want to discuss in current scenario, if you want to assess any student in current scenario, so also we have to assess their higher order abilities and skill. So written examination assess a very limited range of outcome and learning level. So particularly in courses where course outcome cover a broad range of expectation, so written examination alone will not be sufficient to make a valid judgment about the student learning. Suppose if I am talking about management course, suppose I am talking about MBA course, so only written examination is not going to tell. On the basis of written examination we cannot assess the performance of any student, because in masters courses generally case based studies done, there are presentation, there are many things. By those things we can make a valid judgment for student learning. So written examination is not only sufficient. So now you can say we have a wide range of assessment methods, like semester paper, sessional paper, assignment, home assignment, class assignment. There are various parameters. By using those parameters we can assess the student. Because in my last video you can see I have discussed two things. One is formative assessment, second is summative assessment. So by those video also you can learn how we can change the scenario of Indian education system, how we can implement all the things. So it is advisable to formulate assessment plan for each of the course in the program that brings clarity to the following. One is alignment of assessment with learning outcome of the course, level of learning student is expected to achieve, and assessment method to be adopted. Now talking about Bloom taxonomy, so basically Bloom taxonomy provide an important framework to design your curriculum, to design your teaching methodology, and also to design appropriate examination question paper that belongs to various learning level. So I am not going to history of Bloom taxonomy, but in 2001 Anderson and Krathwohl modified Bloom taxonomy to make it relevant to the present day requirements. That is called RBT, revised Bloom taxonomy. So in this video we will discuss about the revised Bloom taxonomy, because there are 6 level of RBT, and each level we discuss what is importance of that particular level and how this level can help the programs to aim for higher level abilities which go beyond remembering or understanding and require application, analysis, evaluation or creation. So basically there are 6 level. One is remembering, that is lowest level you can say. Then we have understanding, then we have apply, analysis, evaluation and creation. So revised Bloom taxonomy in the learning domain include thinking, knowledge and application of knowledge. So it is very popular framework in various programs as like engineering education, in management education, because here we are going to define 6 level, and by this 6 level we can assess the learning of any student. So here you can see these are 6 level. One is level 1 is remembering, means in this type of level we have to recall from the memory of the previously learned material. Whatever student have learned, we just try to recall by asking some question that is based on the remember. Understanding means explaining the ideas or concept. Applying means using the information in another familiar situation. Analysis means breaking information in various parts and explore the understanding and relationship between all those breaking part. Evaluating justifying a decision or a course of action. Creating means generating a new ideas, okay, product a new ways of doing things. So basically these are level, and if you want to achieve higher level, so you must have some idea about the lower level also. Means if you are thinking you can go on the highest level as like creating, so that is not possible without learning the lower level as like remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating. Then you can move at creating. Now we discuss each and every level in a broad manner so you can easily understand. Firstly, remember means ability to recall of information like facts, convention, definition, jargon, technical terms, classification, categorize and criteria. So in this case, what teacher can do, present information about this subject to the student, ask question that require the student to recall the information presented, and provide verbal or written text about the subject that can be answered by recalling the information the student has learned. So if I am talking about history, so you can know history is basically based on the remembering. If you remember every fact, definitely you can give the answer. But when we are discussing about science subjects, so there are various levels. We can give the numerical, so student can think, understand and explain everything. So it's totally depend. So basically in remember you have to give the answer based on your memory, what you have learned earlier or what you have remembered. Okay, so basically there are some action verbs which are mostly used in case of remember. These are choose, define, find, how, level, list, match. Suppose I am asking where is Goa and who is Ram. So basically these are questions based on the recalling or remember. So here you can see the example of remembering a level or the lowest level of RBT. What do you remember about? Here we are talking about remember about. How you define means here you talking about definition. How would you identify means we are giving something and just asking how you can do this. What you would you choose, describe what happens, how is, where is, which one, who was, why did, what is. So basically these are some example of uh, level 1, or you can say remembering. Now second is understand. What is understanding level? Means demonstrate the understanding of fact and idea by organizing, comparing, translating, yeah, interpreting, giving description and stating main ideas. Understand the main idea of material heard, view or read, interpret or summarize the idea in on words. Suppose I am asking a student a question and just saying, just explain in your own words, means student can think and can write the answer. So basically this is concept of understanding level or second level, you can say. In this case the teacher should ask question that the student can answer in his or her own words by stating facts or by identifying the main idea. Give test based on the classroom instruction. Means sometime what happen, we are discuss any topic and also we correlate to other topic. So on the basis of that particular thing we can ask the question from the student. The main action verb used in understanding level, that is classify, compare, constraint, demonstrate, explain, extend, illustrate, interpret, outline, relate, rephrase, show, summarize, translate, relate, describe, and there are also. These are some example. How would you compare? How would you clarify the meaning of this? How would you differentiate between? Means here you have to not write the answer what you recall. You can give the answer what you think, what you understand about that particular topic. How would you express this term? Means the answer of every student can be different. If answer of every student is same, means we are doing on the basis of remembering and recalling. So basically these are some example of understanding level. Now third is apply level. So this is one of the most important level you can see. In this, solve problem to new situation by applying acquired knowledge. Means just I am taking example of science. So there are many formulas, and by applying those formula we find we calculate some other output, then again we use those output in some another formula. So basically this is also process of applying, how we are applying and how many different way we are using the same concept. So solve problem to new situation by applying acquired knowledge, facts, techniques and rule in a different way. Apply an abstract idea in a concrete situation to solve a problem or relate to the prior experience. So in this case the teachers should do provide opportunities for the student to use ideas, theory or problem solving techniques and apply them to new situation. Means if we suppose sometime in a subject of science and maths, what happen, if we want to find the solution of anything, so we correlate to prior information and just try to create a new formula. To be by applying we are doing something new. So basically this is example of applying. Review the student's work to ensure that he or she is using formal sampling technique independently. Provide question that require the student to define and solve problem. So you can see in mathematical situation this type of level is very much useful. So some basic action verbs are calculate, predict, apply, solve, illustrate, use, demonstrate, determine, model, experiment, show, examine. Means here our main focus is to calculate, to solve, to build. So these are example of applying level, and these are some example of questions which are focusing on apply. What action would you take to perform this? Means here you have to apply something. What other way would you choose to? Means you have to define. Okay, so these are some example. By using these example you can understand the meaning of applying. Now fourth one is analysis. Here we have to analysis the any problem, any question, and the best way is this: just break your information in various part and try to analysis each and every part, and then make a new idea, new solution. So examine and break information into parts by identifying motives or causes, make inference and find evidence to support generalization, break down a concept or idea into parts and show the relationship among the parts. So in this case, the teacher should allow time for a student to examine concept and ideas and to break them down into basic parts. So you can take example of chemistry practical, where just teacher give a solution and just tell the student to find which type of element we are using in this particular mixture. So students just try to analyze by various methods. Then a student reply here, this is sulfur, this is oxygen, this is water, something like that. So basically this is also example of analysis. Require the student to explain why these choose a certain problem solving technique and why the solution works. So the action verbs are classify, outline, break down, categorize, analysis, diagram, infer, select, assume. So there are various action verbs which are used to support the analysis, and these are question. How can you classify according to this? How you can compare the different parts of something? What explanation do you have for this? So basically these are example of analysis. Like here you can see discuss the pros and cons of this. Okay, now talking about fifth one is that it evaluate. So in this present and defend opinion by making judgment about the information, validity of ideas or quality of work based on the set of criteria, make informed judgment about the value of ideas or material, use standard and criteria to support opinion and views. So in this case, the teacher should provide opportunities for a student to make judgment based on the appropriate criteria, have a student demonstrate that they can not judge criteria or interpret processes, material, method using standard and criteria. Now action verbs are assess, decide, choose, rank, grade, test, measure, defend, recommend, convince, select, judge. So there are various parameter action verbs. Now these are some question. These question support to evaluate. What criteria would you use to assess? What data was used to evaluate? What choice would you have made? How would you determine the facts? And what is most important? What would you suggest? These are example of evaluate. Now this is last one, that is create or creating level, we can say. So in this case, use old ideas to create new ones. In solving problem, in mathematical problem, you can take as like this. For building a new formula, we have to take help from the old ones. Bring together parts of knowledge to form a whole and build relations with new situation. The teacher should provide opportunities for a student to assemble parts of knowledge into a whole using creative thinking and problem solving. Require a student to demonstrate that they can combine concept to build new one ideas for new situation. So these are action verbs: design, formulate, build, invent, create, compose, generate, derive, modify, develop. So these are some action verbs which can be used to formulate or to make a question. Now these are example of some create. What alternative you do suggest for this? What changes would you make to revise? How would you explain the reason? How would you generate a plan to? What could you invent? What facts can you gather? So basically these are example for create. So we have already discussed about 6 level. So here you can see the level 1 remembering, that is basically focus on the recalling the information from the memory. Understanding means explaining the idea or concept. Applying means using the information in another familiar situation. Analysis means breaking the information into various parts to explore the understanding and relationship between the parts. Evaluating means just justifying a decision or course of action. And creating means just creating a new idea based on the previous idea. So these are six parameters which we have already discussed. So thank you for watching this. If you have any question regarding this,